We're constantly being asked legal questions about immigration and visa requirements to the United States, and we thought we'd get it from an expert. I have with me here Marcell Philippe. Now, Marcell, you've been an immigration attorney for the United States for about 8 years, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, and you work quite extensively with the British market.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. For a moment here, let's pretend that I'm a British citizen and I want to immigrate to the United States. Tell me, what are my options?
Well, it's you actually have a lot of options, and you have a lot more options than you think. Certainly, it's not the same, or it's not as easy as setting up in Europe. We're not part of the European Union. Having said that, the basics of it are very similar as far as coming in as a tourist. Certainly, you can come in without a visa. You could stay here for up to 6 months out of the year with a tourist visa, and you could even extend that for 1 year every once in a while. But beyond that, then it does become quite different than moving to mainland Europe. For those that want to come permanently to the United States, as most folks know, there is quite a number of legal requirements. That's the bad news. The good news is that it's much easier than a lot of folks think. For example, if you're a professional, generally you can get a long-term visa and eventually a green card, a permanent residency visa. Quite frankly, if you have any type of professional degree, you can generally get a long-term visa and a green card. If you're in a profession that is in high demand, such as nursing, you get immediate green card to the United States. So there's quite a number of small, little-known categories that can fit. The one, however, that we tend to see most often with our clients, particularly our British clients, is the investment visa. That's really the number one way, the easiest, most clean-cut way to get to live in the United States.
So exactly, what is the investment visa?
Well, the investment visas, first of all, the only ones that are eligible are folks that are citizens of a country that has a treaty with the United States. The UK happens to be one of those countries. Mm-hmm. We like to give a lot of preference to our British cousins, of course. The specific requirements are that you have to invest at least $100,000. Now, this is not written anywhere in the law. This is based in practice, what they are looking for. That $100,000 must be full equity from your pocket, not financed money. You could finance anything beyond that, but at least $100,000 must come from your own pocket. The other requirement is that they want it to be an active business. If you take that $100,000 and you invest it in the stock market, they'll say, no, that's a passive investment. We need to have that invested in something that requires your day-to-day management. And then the last cornerstone requirement would be they'd like to see that either you have independent source of income from the business, or that within a relatively short period of time, maybe the second year of the business, you've already created one American employment, one local employment. If you meet those criteria, then generally you can get your visa.
Well, that takes care of the investment. How does that affect the family?
Well, the good thing is that this type of visa covers the whole family. It's not simply the investor, but the investor's spouse and the investor's children. They all get the same visa, and they get the same rights as anyone else that's here as a resident, at least as far as work authorization, the ability to go to the school system, etc. I mean, you get a social security number, and the visa is good for as long as the business is good. So theoretically, you could live here for the rest of your life on an investment visa. Now, there is one other thing that I think is particularly interesting. Most of the active businesses generally require a lot of time, and as you've known, of course, from some of your clients, a lot of them want to come to Florida to enjoy the golf courses and the sun. Mm-hmm. One hybrid that you can create, and we've been successful in doing this, is create a real estate investment and management business, and generally would require that you buy at least 3 or 4 houses, so to make sure that we can justify that you need to manage it. Obviously, if you're getting one unit, it's just an investment. Yeah. But we've been able to present that as an active business, and it's been approved. And hence, our clients that have done that are quite happy because they've got something to do. They're busy. They've got to manage their investments, but they still have time for golf and for the beach.
So they have 3, 4 houses. They're the management company. They're
correct.
taking care of them.
That's correct.
That's the business entity. And the spouse, in that case, can they work?
They have full work authorization. The spouse of the principal investor can work anywhere they want. In fact, one of the things that we recommend when we have a husband and wife team is that rather than automatically assuming that say the husband is going to be the investor, we'll just say, which one of you is more employable in the local market? And that should be the spouse of the investor. And the main investor should be the one that's less employable, because the investor is limited to working for his company, whereas a spouse can work anywhere he or she wants.
Well, Marcell, that's really useful information, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alan.